Hey guys, my name is Brittany of Britzy Thrift. I'm a reseller on Poshmark as well as eBay, and welcome back for November What Sold. So we're going to go over what sold for me in my Poshmark account, and then we're going to go over to eBay and see what sold for me. And I definitely want to say a big thank you to anyone who reached out to me after seeing my last video. I know I was in a bit of a funk, still kind of am, but I'm doing a lot better. So just thank you so much for your words of encouragement. You know who you are, and it is greatly appreciated. So thank you so much for reaching out. I really appreciate that. So let's go on and get into what sold in on Poshmark, and then I will talk about a few things after we finish going over what sold. So the first thing to sell for me was this Oi Rossi size small green velour blazer jacket. I actually have another one of these that's in like this really vibrant tiger print, sort of a velvet. It's velvet just like this one. And I picked both of them up because I'd never heard of it before, and I thought the style was really cool and just out there. So I'm guessing the green probably sold because of Christmas. This sold for $30, and out of that I got $24, and it was new with tags. So just a really cool, or velour I guess is what you call it. I'm never really sure if you should say velvet or velour. Juicy Couture is more velour, and velvet is a little bit more, I don't know, stern. Like it feels more rigid or something, but anyway. Then I sold this new with tag pair of Madewell size 30 super wide leg blue jeans for $58, and I got $46.40. Then I got these out of the $2 bin, so I paid $4 for them since it was two pairs of socks. This is Talbot's Outlet. They were one size holiday trouser socks. They sold for $25, and I got $20. Then I sold this Softies size 2X/3X cozy cascade bamboo cardigan for $34, and I got $27.20. I had never heard of this, but I think there's a specific style that sells really well. It wasn't this one, but I see another one. I can't remember the name of it, but that one is selling for pretty good money. But because this was a plus size and it was a pretty blue color, new with tags, I just wanted to sell it anyway, and so I'm happy with the profit that I made. Next, I sold this Columbia Youth size medium 1012 Omni Heat waterproof breathable green jacket, hooded jacket. Sold for $30, and I got $24. Then I sold this Alice and Olivia. Ooh, this is a really old item that I had at the time. I was like, oh, it's Alice and Olivia, and I don't find it that often, so I picked it up. But it's an Alice and Olivia employed size 0, which no offense to the size 0s of the world, but it's just that I prefer to pick up larger sizes because I think they move a little bit faster. But this is a size 0, and they were gray, and they were a high-rise flare dress pant. These sold for $22, and I got $17.60. So smaller sizes do move. It's just that I have to sit on them for way longer. Next, I sold this really cute Peanuts Great Pumpkin Dominoes game set for $19, and I got $15.20. I think I paid $2 for this. Then I sold this LL Bean size small Katadyn, I believe, Katadyn Ironworks hoodie. So it had sort of like a Sherpa, a lining, really nice and insulated. I thought sort of like Carhartt. This sold for $41, and I got $32.80, and it actually had really good sell-through rate for this particular style. So if ever I see it again, I'll check the sell-through rate again, but most likely I would pick it up. Then I sold this Hackett and Turpin size large blue sweater for men. This sold for $35, and I got $28. Then I sold this vintage Chaps Ralph Lauren RCL size extra large navy blue spell out pullover v-neck sweatshirt. This sold for $14, and I got $11.05. I can't remember if I got this from the $2 bin or if it was from just so long ago. I think I probably paid $5 for it, so I got my money back, but just experimenting. Then I sold this J. Crew Nordic size small mock neck Sherpa quarter T-snap pullover for $18, and out of that I received $14.40. Then I sold this Levi's Made and Crafted. Oh, okay, I remember this sale. I had a little bit of trouble with it. So this is a Levi's Made and Crafted size 33 distressed shuttle gray jeans for men. They sold for $20, and out of that I got $16. For some reason, Poshmark was not recognizing when the person updated their address, because they messaged me after they bought it, and they were like, I needed to go to a different address. And you know, sometimes you have to be careful because sometimes people can hack other people's Poshmark accounts, and then they'll order stuff using that person's card and everything, and then they'll be like, oh, but send it to this address. So they're basically going on a shopping spree. But you know, I know sometimes people do just need to update their address. So I told him to update his address in the system, and then I'll gladly, you know, ship it to the new address. He said that he did it, but it wasn't showing. Every time I downloaded the label, it still showed his old address. So I said either this is a scammer or he's thinking that he updated it and he didn't. But he was like, I definitely updated it. So maybe the system was just lagging. Finally, by the next morning, the new label came in, but I don't know, Poshmark was just moving slow about updating his address, but I'm glad that he got his jeans. Next, I sold this Bath & Body Works Glass House. This is a fall wallflower plug-in projector, and I have one myself. I just thought it was so pretty. It's in this metallic bronze tan, and it's got the little orange leaves going up the side. This sold for $28, and I got $22.40. So it's like I said, it's a projector, so it shows like leaves on the wall wherever you plug it in at. You're supposed to be able to put not scent portables, but the bulbs in there. But for these really pretty ones, I just use them as night lights because I don't want to mess them up. Sometimes when you use the bulbs, they can sort of like I don't know, leak or whatever. Like when the stuff is evaporating out, you know, the fragrance. If you've used them before, then you know sometimes it can get kind of messy. So with something this pretty, I'm like, okay, just use it as a nightlight so that way we don't mess anything up. Then I finally sold this Dainty Jewels dress. This was a size large plaid, and it sold for $25 after getting so much attention and price dropping and everything. Finally, it sold for $25. It kind of bothers me when I get something that gets a lot of attention immediately, and then I get excited about it, and then like many moons later, it finally sells for just like $25, and I'm like, well, what happened to all the hype? You know, it's just, I hate items that they like them, but it's like they don't really buy them. I don't know, I can't explain it. I've seen it before, and I don't know why they don't just go on and sell if they're getting all that attention, but this is one of those items. So for $25, and I got $20, and it is gone. Next, I sold this Aritzia Babaton size medium wrap shoulder long sleeve gray top for $29, and I got $23.20, which is good because I have not had the best luck with like Aritzia, even when it was a thing. This was one of those just random things that I picked up out of the $2 bin. This was a Frisco by Chewy Valentine Love Letters hide and seek puzzle dog toy, and it was still in the packaging, so I sold it for $20, and I got $16 for it. It got a 5-star rating, and the person said thank you for the super fast shipping. My little dogs love the Burrow toys, so I'm so happy that her doggies are happy with that. Then I sold this Title IX size medium extra fine merino wool blended full zip hooded sweater for $25, and I got $20. I love the colors in that, like the blue and the green. It just looks so oceanic. Then I sold this Champion extra large purple spill out sweatshirt. Had this for a really long time because it's on a mannequin, and I don't use my mannequin anymore. I still have her, but I don't use her because I like to do the flat lay photos. But this finally moved out. It was a $2 bin pickup, and I sold it for $17, and I got $13.60. Then I sold this Newtag J. McLaughlin size large pleated waist gray wide leg crop Renee pant for $32, and I got $25.60. I did expect this to move a little faster. I know at one point I was hearing J. McLaughlin was like a brand to be on the lookout for, and that's probably when I picked this up. But even if the brand came and went, I still just thought that this was a nice pair of like gaucho pants, wide leg cropped, neutral gray tone, nice for the office with like a pair of boots. So I didn't think I would sit on them for as long as I did, but I did sit on them for a little while. But they were a nice pair of pants, and they were Newtag, so they finally moved, but I'm not sure why they sat for so long. Next, I sold this Newtag Baldwin size 30. These were the Maxwell black jeans. They sold for $73, and out of that I got $58.40, so a really nice pickup that day. Then I sold this Kookaburra by UGG extra large buckle or boucle terry mint green full zip. It kind of felt like a the cover up, like a pool cover up when you get out of the pool or whatever. but it was a dress and it sold for $30 and I got $24. This is Rip Skirt Hawaii. This is a size 2XL printed wrap skirt, and I believe it was new with tags or new with partial tag. Sold for $34 and I got $27.20. So again, I liked the plus size of it. The condition was new, and when I looked at the brand, I'd never heard of it before, but when I looked up the comps for the brand, it didn't seem like it was performing too bad. So this looks about right. This is a Monster Jam Las Vegas, Nevada World Finals Youth sweatshirt. I still have quite a few of these. I think I picked them up for $1 from Walmart when, I don't know, they just had like a big clearance thing, and my son was really into Monster Jam. He still kind of is. So I was thinking that they would go a lot faster, but this is actually the first one that I've sold. So you live and you learn. But this one sold for $8 and I got $5.05 in profit, which is okay because like I said, I paid $1 each for them, so I'm still making a profit. This one is really cute. This is a holiday music toilet paper holder that sold for $24, and out of that I received $19.20. I was just browsing through the thrift store that day and I thought it was interesting looking. I picked up this one and another one for 99 cents a piece. I don't know, I just thought it was cute because it sings while you're rolling the toilet paper. And I told my mom about it and she said, oh yeah, they used to have those like back in the day, you know, just to be festive and everything. And I was like, interesting, because I had never seen it before, but I was like, let's just see how it goes. And apparently it sold, so that's really cool. I turned 99 cents into profit of $19.20. Then I sold this new Tag Banana Republic size 2, if that tells you how long ago I picked it up. The smaller sizes I picked up a while ago, because again, I don't do that so much anymore. These were the Martin Fit pant, and they sold for $17 and I got $13.60. These are kind of a mix of brown and gray, and let's see, okay, yeah. So this one I didn't get a 5-star rating on because she said the pants aren't brown, but she would like to keep them anyway. I hate those weird mixed colors like that because it's like, okay, is it brown, is it gray? I mean, I usually disclose it, but I was pretty comfortable with saying they were brown. But again, sometimes people get things and in their, you know, what they see is different than what you see. But for the most part, I saw brown, but it is what it is. Apparently she's happy enough to keep them, so. Ooh, this was a really good one. So this is a Peruvian Connection extra small. Okay, so this one is an extra small, and again, I don't pick up the smaller ones, but depending on the item, sometimes I'll go ahead and do it. I really like this one because Peruvian Connection is a good brand. It was beautiful. It's this metallic Pima cotton sweater, like the different colors and everything. It was almost kind of Fuji style. Sold for $70 and I got $56, so that was a good call on that one. Here is another holiday music toilet paper holder that sold for $24, and out of that I received $19.20, so very nice. I love those little oddball things. Not to say that the item is odd, but just things that are outside of clothing and accessories, which is usually what I gravitate towards. I love it when I try something weird or different that's outside of that realm, and it works out really well, so I'm happy with that. Next, I sold this Native North size medium wool utility jacket. It was tan, it was for men, and it sold for $28, and out of that I received $22.40. Then I sold this new Tag Banana Republic size 31 high-rise relaxed taper button jean for $45, and I got $36. Then I sold this Cole Haan 8.5. These were men's shoes. They were called the Stitch Light 0 Grand Blue Knit Woven Oxford shoe for $45, and I got $36 out of that. I think this is the last of my Pop Flex. I have found like a bunch of these in the $2 bin. Some new Tags Pop Flex shorts and bikini bottoms, I believe. So this is a green one in a size large. It was ribbed. It was just a bikini bottom, and it sold for $29, and I got $23.20. So again, awesome deal because I got it out of the $2 bin. Then I sold this SPRWMN, which is for Superwoman, size 28 skinny straight black jeans. They sold for $35 and I got $28. I was excited because this was my first time finding these, and it was on my BOLO list, but it probably has tapered off by now, but at least I got these to move. Then I sold this Rock 47 Wrangler. This was a junior size 5 by 36 ultra low rise flare blue embellished jeans. These sold for $19 and I got $15.20. And then I sold this new Tag Banana Republic factory size black blazer jacket for $30, and I got $24. I thought for sure this would sell for more. I think I had it listed higher, but when she sent me this offer, usually when someone sends me an offer, I will go ahead and check the comps just to make sure that I'm not like, tripping or whatever, So I saw a lot of $30, $35 comps, so I decided to go ahead on and accept this one, and it moved. Then I sold this Free People medium quarter sleeve metallic blue green. I called it the mermaid dress because it was very like iridescent, kind of like mermaid scales, metallic. Sold for $25, and I got $20 out of that. Lastly, on Poshmark, I sold this Nuitag Dew Paradise from Anthropologie, size large velour velvet purple, beautiful jumpsuit. Sold for $90, and I got $72 out of that. It took me a long time to sell it. I was like, for sure this is gonna sell for the holidays. Last year, I believe I had it, and it got a lot of attention, but it just would not move. So finally I got this $90 offer, and I was like, yes, absolutely. So I accepted it. Okay, so now let's get into what sold on eBay. So the first thing that sold on eBay was on November the 5th. It was this Nuitag LL Bean size 35 by 32 men's brown corduroy comfort stretch pants. Sold for $30, and out of that, I received $18.98 in order earnings. Next, I sold this Wolford size medium merino wool blend pull-on midi skirt in this pretty cream beige color. Sold for $55, and out of that, I received $42.13. I like Wolford because I've sold their tights before. I picked up a couple of pair of tights out of the $2 bin, and I remember they got a lot of attention and they sold, and now this skirt has sold. So not the fastest mover, but it will move, so it's worth it to pick it up, I think. Then I sold this flax size medium button front lag look top. I think this was the only flax that I've ever found that is not like linen. This one was actually just like polyester or something, so, but it still sold for $40. And out of that, I got $27.73. This was a really pretty dress. This was a vintage Nuitag Jessica McClintock girl size 12 red velvet beaded. It had beaded detail like a square neckline. So pretty. It sold for $75. I put Prairie in the title. Just a really pretty holiday dress. Perfect for taking like beautiful pictures or anything. It was just so pretty. And I got $56.57 out of that. Then I sold this Nuitag Polo Ralph Lauren size 18, boys size 18 Polo Prepster stretch corduroy pants. And these had like little skiers embroidered all over, like a skier print embroidered all over the pants, and they sold for $42, and out of that I received $29.01. It's nice when you can actually get a good profit off of kids' clothing, because usually, children's clothing, they grow so fast, people don't invest a lot of money usually, but if it's like the holidays or a special vacation or they want to do pictures or something, people do tend to go ahead on and pay for what they want, especially if it's new. Then I sold this Nuitag Castaway size 36 unaltered Nantucket Island navy blue pants for men. Sold for $32, and out of that I received $19.19. Then I sold this Alan Solly extra large black 100% pure cashmere sweater for men. Sold for $50, and out of that I received $36.20. Then I sold this Allie Miles. So I remember trying this brand out once, and I've always remembered that it performed well, so I keep an eye out for it. This is Allie Miles size 1X, so a plus size, which is great. It was this beautiful fringe multicolored jacket, very vibrant blue with these patch prints all over it. Sold for $40, and out of that I got $28.12. And that's it. So that's it. That's what I sold on Poshmark as well as eBay. In my last video, I was very much like the sky is falling. I didn't really think that I would be getting many sales. Like I said, I was like, oh, I don't know how the next what sold video is going to be. I don't know how, it might be very, very short, because I was thinking that, okay, after Poshmark did the whole shooing away of bulk sharing, and my closet kind of tanked. and I wasn't getting any sales. I was like, okay, this is the beginning of the end. I'm never gonna get another sale again. I was just like I said, I was in a bad mood. So sorry if you had to like listen to that and it downed you or anything like that, but it's the reality of it. So, but slowly I started getting some sales. I started noticing weird activity. Like one day I woke up and I had 99 plus followers, like just out of the blue. And for the whole morning, I kept checking and it would be like 25 more followers and however many more. It was just the most random thing. Like again, like Poshmark flipped a switch and then boom, all these followers just hit. So I noticed that when we did have bulk sharing, if you would share at a specific hour, I would end up having 99 plus followers. It was just something that I noticed. I was like, oh, like I did it at that time again, and so that's why it's doing that. So when I noticed that when I woke up, because again, bulk sharing is gone, and I saw all those followers, I was like, okay, this is definitely something that's going on their end, behind the scenes, again, with the techie thing. They're doing something. And then sometimes, just out the blue, I would get like a couple of sales back to back, like something triggered, and I'd be like, okay, I didn't do anything particularly special today. I just some days are just blank, and other days it's like something just happens where sales start to come in. So I'm holding on. At least I am still getting some sales. I'm happy about that. I Googled it to see if they were bringing bulk sharing back, and what came up is that it's supposed to come back on December the 15th. Maybe they finally got like just so much negative press for it that they decided that, they just want to bring it back. Or maybe people's sales tank so bad, that they were like, okay, this isn't working. We do need bulk sharing. So either way, if they really do bring it back on December the 15th, I'm going to be so happy about that. I think it's really good to help move your items up. Plus, also, the other thing is when I'm looking for something in my storage unit, if I'm having trouble finding it, one thing that used to help me was that my closet was organized, so all the sold listings would be like all the way to the bottom. Or I can't remember. I had a certain way of doing it where it would help me figure out where I had listed the item. Like I could see the other items that were around it at the time, and I could be like, oh yeah, I know that jacket is over here on the shelf. So there's a good chance that the item I'm looking for is over on the shelf too, because they were listed about the same time, But when they changed the bulk sharing thing, then my listings became like really just all out of whack, and I can't tell, where I listed anything anymore. So at least there's that. I'll be able to, it'll help me find my stuff in my storage unit if I get a little lost, again, if they bring it back. And something else I noticed is that they were emailing me after the last couple of sales that I made. I don't know. Usually they only send me a reminder to ship if it's taking me a while. Like if I can't find the item or something, and I'm like, yeah, I know I haven't shipped it, like, because I'm still looking for it and it's taking me a while. But typically, I will ship the next day or the day after. And they were kind of like immediately sending me a, hey, remember to ship this. And I'm like, I know, it's not even been a day. And I was like, okay, have they like put in some kind of new rule to say that you must, like, you don't get 7 days to ship or whatever? Now you got like really only have 2 days. I didn't know why that was happening, but apparently other people are getting the email as well to like, remember to ship it. I'm like, I know, it hasn't been that long yet. Well, I am super happy. I got my decorations up. You can't see, but my tree is over here in the corner, so it's kind of giving me like a really holly jolly feel. Having a Christmas tree up to me is like super soothing. I've been watching like a lot of holiday movies and everything, and so it's putting me in a pretty good mood. I'm still, brainstorming about my business. I'm in the 6th month of cold turkey no shopping, so that's awesome. I wanted to do 6 months. I wasn't going to twist my arm and make myself do it. I was like, I could have stopped at 3 months, but I was like, I absolutely do not want to go into a thrift store for 6 months, so I know that I can stop and just, reevaluate my business and everything. And so after December, as far as I'm concerned, I'm free to go into a thrift store. I might not buy anything, I might just go in there to observe things and kind of see, like, if there's a different direction other than clothing that I want to do, just take a minute to look. But at least I'll know I did my stint of 6 months, half a year of not shopping for someone that was going so hard. and shopping every day, every other day. I didn't even feel like I could go like 2 days without shopping, and I have done a full 6 months. So, it just tells me that anything is possible. Just, it just takes that first step to just try. So I haven't done that. I'm super proud of myself for that. And I can't wait to see what the new year is going to bring. Hopefully things, improve as far as sales. Maybe, I'll end up getting a better idea about what I would like to move forward selling. Yeah. So that's it. That's all that's been going on with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, happy that. And Happy New Year. Cheers to everybody. Keep your head up. Keep going. I'm sorry about the last video being a Debbie Downer or whatever, but I'm feeling a lot better. And again, thank you so much for those who, have words of encouragement. I do appreciate it. So hope to see you in the next one, and have a great holiday. Bye.